Now take a look at this. An independent brewery and pub operator has bought this. It's an historic Grade 2 listed former cinema in Sheffield and plans to restore it to its former glory. It looks in a bit of a mess at the moment, doesn't it? But in its heyday, the Abbeydale Picture House was the largest and most luxurious cinema in the city. The iconic building has faced decades of uncertainty and closed last year due to a risk of its roof collapsing. Here's Mark Ansell.
A new owner sparks renewed hope for the historic Abbeydale Picture House. It opened in 1920 and was the largest and most luxurious cinema in Sheffield, often referred to as the Picture Palace. But Abbeydale Picture House has been run down for decades.
Well, as you can see, we've got quite a bit of work to do up here.
Now Sheffield Brewery and pubs owner Kane Yeardley has bought it. He's been renovating pubs for more than 30 years, but plans to turn this into a gig and entertainment venue.
I like buildings that have what I call a lot of love marks. That's when I'm looking at pubs. I do a research and if people say, if they can tell you about the history. And the thing is, I've never met a building where people can tell you so many things about it. The Barnsley Teddy Boys used to come over to Sheffield to see how the Sheffield and the Rotherham Teddy Boys are dressed up. So it's just got so much brilliant history and nobody's got a bad word to say about it. I'm looking forward to being able to pick up pieces from other old cinemas around the same time and putting some glamour of the 20s and 30s back in the building.
Last week, Abbeydale Picture House was added to the theatre's at-risk register for a second year. Professor Vanessa Toulmin is an expert on early film and popular entertainment and has been brought in to help with the restoration.
If you look at the history, there's been 30, 40 years of failed ventures, and that's what happens with these buildings. People fall in love with a building, but the business side doesn't usually come to the fore. And so I think you look at it both as a building. My job is to show True North of the importance of it as a venue for Sheffield and the historic importance, and they're very aware of that. I think they've just been a bit overwhelmed by the interest, and we're working with them to make sure that it's going to be part of the Heritage Open Days, that people can find out what's going on, but also got to be realistic. It needs a lot of money.
It's a big commitment. Sheffielders will be hoping Kane achieves what others have failed to do since the 1970s and make the Abbeydale Picture House a success. Mark Ansell, BBC Look North, Sheffield.